If you're like, I don't know, probably 95% of us photographers, you really don't like being on the other side of the camera. And I am with you. I'm part of that 95%. Being in front of the camera, being part of our brand, letting our clients get to know us, how we're going to interact with them and get a good feel for us is really an important part of marketing.
You're about to learn what it takes to live free of fear, to finally feel confident in your work, and to step into your true authenticity as an artist. Get ready, because this is where we learn to stand out, to say yes to creating the work that we so deeply desire. Welcome. I'm Denise Birdsong, and I teach photographers and artists how to finally make their mark.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Thanks so much for coming and spending your time with me today. I'm obviously still traveling, not back at home yet. This is a long travel trip, but I'm enjoying myself immensely, having a wonderful time getting all of this work in. And I did something yesterday that was really outside of my comfort zone, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it and share it with you a little bit. So if you're like, I don't know, probably 95% of us photographers, you really don't like being on the other side of the camera. That's to say you don't like being the subject. You prefer being the photographer who is creating beautiful images for their subject. And I am with you. I'm part of that 95%. I loathe being on the other side of the camera. Starting the podcast has been difficult because I'm not crazy about being in front of the camera. All of the work that I've been doing on this work trip has been kind of difficult. It's well outside of my comfort zone. And again, I imagine that there are an awful lot of you who feel the same way. And some of you might be thinking, well, how does that really affect my business and why does it matter? If you're listening, we're hearing all the time, and we're also seeing that being authentic and connecting with your audience before you even work with them is an integral part of building a solid clientele and our marketing now. So it's almost imperative that we get out in front of our brand, because the type of service that we're actually offering is one in which we really do need to create like a very intense connection with our clients. So being in front of the camera, being part of our brand, letting our clients get to know us, letting them become familiar with who we are, what we do, how we're going to interact with them and get a good feel for us is really an important part of marketing. But it's hard because we're not always the best at practicing what we preach, and maybe just a wee bit hypocritical. I don't know. Just a thought, perhaps. I'm guilty of it. I'm most certainly guilty of it. I want to make everybody feel amazing. I see the beauty in everyone, but I'm so hard on myself. So with that, I imagine I'm not the only one who feels that way. And because of that, I wanted to share several of the recent experiences that I've been having and how they're creating a shift in my perspective and how things are getting a little bit easier for me. And maybe you can use some of this to make things easier for you as well. That would be awesome if you could take some value away from this and get a little bit more comfortable doing this, because I do think it is incredibly helpful for building connection with your audience. So, like I said, I am having to spend a lot of time in front of the camera now doing weekly podcasts, and it's almost like exposure therapy. You have to do things that make you nervous or anxious or uncomfortable to go through it and realize, okay, when I do this, nothing really horrible is going to happen. And your body just kind of like relaxes through it. The more you do it, the more you become comfortable with it, the less afraid you are, the easier it starts to become doing. Not the most comfortable process, but man, does it work. And this has been happening as I've been getting in front of the camera and podcasting. Now, podcasting from, mid chest up, fine, whatever, it's a little bit easier than like full body shots, right? And I've been shooting almost every day with cameras around me 360 as I'm shooting. And it is nerve wracking. It has been nerve wracking. It's one of those things that I've needed to do for years. And I've let my fear of being in front of the camera and being filmed stopped me from actually accelerating in my career. It would have immensely helped me with my clients if they would have been able to see me working in my studio with clients. It would have helped me immensely with my students in showcasing what it is that I teach. But I put that barrier up to stop myself because I was afraid. And I also think there might have been a little bit of self-sabotaging going on there. Some of you might be feeling that way as well, or doing that, and perhaps not aware of it. It might be something you want to look at. And so at this point, I just decided no more. I no longer have the choice in this. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. So exposure therapy has been happening for real and hard. Like we've been going at it. And yesterday I had my own personal brand shoot. So I wasn't shooting anyone yesterday. The bulk of what we've been doing prior to today has been me shooting and everything being, role of behind the scenes. And what happened yesterday was I just had to go in and do a brand shoot, and I had to do still images, and I had to be shot for video as well. So I had to try and act naturally on video when I don't like being in front of the camera. And had to try and act naturally in the photos when I'm not real crazy about being in front of the camera. But when I got there yesterday, and I think after all of these days, weeks, actually, months now, of being in front of the camera, I got there yesterday and I was kind of like, pardon my language, but fuck it. I'm just going to be myself. I'm not going to try and act naturally. I'm not going to try and look natural. I'm probably really the only one who cares as much as I care about how it is that I'm looking. I have so much more value to bring than just my physical appearance. Like, it's ridiculous to be that in my head about the things that I'm not comfortable with, that I'm going to let it stop me from being these things. And it just kind of happened with practice, with stepping outside of my comfort zone, with doing things that I'm not comfortable with. The growth process, right? The growth mindset has been going on here for a while. And I stepped into yesterday's session where I had videographers and photographers filming me, shooting me, and it was amazing. I didn't have to act natural while I was being filmed. I didn't have to act natural while I was being photographed. I just went into the session and did the things that I normally do. I was myself, and I gave myself permission to just be myself and to let go of all of the fear. And I'll be damned if I didn't like the majority of what we captured. I've not experienced anything like that since I was a young girl. I've not experienced like really liking my photos for years. I've not experienced liking being filmed for a really long time. And I just let go and I gave myself permission to just be who I am, and to recognize all the value that I have and that I can bring, and that I have to be in front of the camera in order to deliver. So by giving myself this exposure therapy, doing these things that make me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, over and over and over and over again, it's starting to fade and go away. It's like, okay, whatever, I've done this, I can do it, I do it, nothing horrible happens, I've got it. Like, are there still some challenges? Yes, there are. Am I perfect at it? Absolutely not. I'm still kind of sucking at this, and I have a lot to learn, but I'm okay with that, because as I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm getting a little better each time. I'm feeling more confident each time. And I had a huge breakthrough yesterday, which would not have happened had I not put myself in these situations where I was uncomfortable. So today, I would ask you to try just doing one thing that's outside of your comfort zone, one thing that's going to help you get closer to where you want to be emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, whatever it is, wherever it is that you feel like you need that growth. Just one thing that's outside of your comfort zone, and go ahead and sit in that discomfort and see nothing horrible is going to happen to you. And then the next day, maybe try it again and just persevere. And eventually you'll get to a place where being in that discomfort and pushing through and learning and growing gets you closer to that place where you want to be. Again, whether it's as an artist, a photographer, a mother, a partner, a friend, a leader, whatever it is, whatever it is you feel like you need that growth, one thing, just one little thing. And I promise you, if you do this, you're going to start seeing changes. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I also wanted to announce that we've had a gallery who has reached out to us and asked us to do a showing of all of my students' images, which I'm so incredibly excited about. I'm so proud of all of my students and so grateful for this incredible opportunity for them. And we had all of our students submit their images, and we've gone through the calling process, and I met with the gallery director, and we've chosen the images, and we are in the process of designing the gallery showing, and it's so fun and it's so exciting. And it's going to be happening at the end of July, and keep a lookout for it. We're going to be having it is a live event, but we're here in Oklahoma City right now. And I know that not everyone is going to be able to travel to come and see it. So we are creating a video walkthrough of the entire thing. So all of the students who are in it will be able to share it on their socials, and share it with their friends and their family. And have the opportunity to be recognized as the incredible artists that they are and appreciated by everyone around them, and appreciate themselves as well. And also be able to use it on their social. So that's going to be coming out really soon. I'm super excited about that. And then I also wanted to let you guys know that I've been asked, and I'm incredibly honored, to speak at the High Rollers event in Las Vegas in August, and we'll have more details about that coming out for you. Talked about this in a previous episode, but I wanted to reiterate that I'm going to be in Las Vegas in August for WPPI, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing many of you out there. I'm really excited about getting out and connecting. I miss people. I don't know about you guys, but I desperately miss people, and I'm so excited to reconnect with everyone. So on that note, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys, and I will see you again in next week's episode. If you found any value in this, I would be exceptionally grateful if you would leave us a comment and rate us. Take a screenshot of that and DM it to me on my Instagram, and we will send you an awesome little freebie that you can use in your business. So thanks for spending your time with me, guys, and I will see you again next week. Bye, everybody.